So this lemon water is for you. I woke up feeling confident and feeling ready to burst the bubble on some things, frankly. To say we have things to catch up on is probably an understatement. I'm gonna go ahead and put chapters in this video so that you all who are here just for a very specific moment of tea or to have a specific question answered can find what you're looking for. Here's how this video is gonna go. First off, I'm going to give you an update on all things that are the cottage because big things, and I mean big things, are happening. I'm officially back from summer break, and if you can hear any noises in the background, that is a major hint. Second, I'm going to be addressing all of the internet rumors about me. I woke up in a mood, honey, so we're going to talk about it. Me being AI, the cottage being a green screen, me breaking a certain YouTuber's heart. Depending on how I'm feeling, I might even talk about the drama that's happening with my ex, because let me tell you, there are some important lessons to talk about. Integrity and boundaries, and you know what? People are testing me. We'll just see how I'm feeling. Third is I'm going to be answering your biggest questions. Absolutely nothing is off limits. I put that question box out there after I released a bombshell of a video. I have read all of your questions. There were literally hundreds. Last but not least, we are doing anonymous advice. By popular demand, you have asked for me to bring this back. You all wrote in about a certain life situation that you're going through that you just want some advice on. You know, we're all going through something behind the scenes, and a lot of us are just silently suffering because maybe we don't have the right friend to talk to about it. Maybe we feel embarrassed. I'm here to just be your friend and give you some honest, heartfelt advice because we all deserve to feel a little less alone. A lot of us are struggling with how to make friends, how to improve or adjust our sex drive. We're gonna go into it. I'm going to be taking you on a camping trip. It's been a little too long since you and I have just had a heart-to-heart by ourselves and gone camping, so that's what we're doing. So don't get too settled, but drink your water. We're gonna have something a little bit stronger for the juicier questions. Without further ado, honey, let's get into it. As you can see, I am officially back at Dreamwood Cottage, and there have been massive developments. I hit the ground running when I came back. If you can remember, when we tore down the back porch of my 130-year-old home, we discovered that I have a brick house. Someone had just covered up this gorgeous brick house with really cheap aluminum siding. I pulled the siding off of my house. I discovered some things that are pretty scary. And the mason is literally here as we speak, inspecting my brick house. So there's a diagnosis happening. You all will be seeing that next week. That's the brief update on the cottage. Now let's get into some of the internet rumors. The first internet rumor is that I am AI. There's no way for me to prove that I'm not AI, but I guess I can just tell you that I'm an imperfect girl, and I started putting my diary entries on the internet one day, and here we are. Real, you are a whole mood today, sweetie. This is the energy we're bringing today. Absolutely unbothered. All right, well, the other rumors at stake are that I broke a certain YouTuber's heart. I'm not, breaking someone's heart is serious business. I'm not laughing at that, but it's just like so funny because there have been rumors about me dating this certain YouTuber for like probably a year and a half now, and I have no idea where it started. I have never even had a single conversation with this gentleman. I have never dated a gentleman by the name of Mav, and I do not take any responsibility for his broken heart. If he's going through something, I feel for that. We've all been there. I wish him the best though. I do. Let's just keep going. Okay. Another rumor is that my friends are all paid actors. So this one, you know, you might have caught me a little bit here, okay? This might be a little bit of a gotcha moment. I have paid my friends, but not so that they can pretend to be friends in my life. Van, Gordo, Bart, and Ben, they all helped me build this Solarium, and they all traveled here not thinking they were gonna get paid. But of course I paid them. Like, of course. They helped me so much. Okay, last little rumor that we're gonna get into is that the cottage is a green screen. Now, I think this rumor is kind of fizzling out, which is great. We love that. It started a lot when I first bought the house, and I think that was before I started getting into the chaos of the renovations. As I started uncovering some of the problems at the house, it became less and less believable that that was like a chosen green screen, you know? Like, I would have picked something better. It is not. Again, I don't know how I can prove that. The first video I did, my house tour video, people were time stamping certain parts of the video and being like, saw a glitch. You can clearly see it's a green screen. And like, even I was like, wait, what? Like, what are people seeing that I am not? Because obviously I just live here. Oh, the internet is a real hoot, I tell you what. I'm feeling great. I finished my lemon water. You, hello, better finish up. I'm gonna go ahead and get changed and get the Land Cruiser all packed so that we can go on a little camping trip. I think that'll be so fun. I'm gonna bring a bottle of wine. I'm gonna cook us some dinner. We're gonna keep this party rolling. I'm having so much fun. I have been looking forward to this all week. So thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me. You could be doing anything else with your life, and it means so much to me that you're willing to invest in me as a friend. Before I get changed, can we have a moment for this adorable little grandma dress I found at Goodwill yesterday? Look at this. Oh, you can't even see me. But look at, isn't this just precious? Am I a librarian? Am I the girl next door? I just love it. $7.99. Anyway, I'm gonna go get changed into something a little more practical. I'm gonna bring your questions. Let's go camping. All right, I am changed. While I pack, I need to catch you up on the major changes here happening at the cottage. Cat's out of the bag. The mason was here, which means I have been tearing off the siding of my house. The mason actually just left, and he had some words of encouragement for me. So next step is to just fully remove all of the siding on the house and repair the brick. That is a massive before and after. I'm so excited to show you, but also a little terrified. Once I remove all of the siding, which you will see next week, I get to finish the solarium, which means tiles, decor, furniture, details. This is my favorite part of the whole build process, and I'm just so excited to jump back in and like button up that project. And trust me, on dinner, I will tell you what I'm making later. Okay, come on. I digress for one moment, but please just bear with me. I think about this every time I put on these sunglasses. So back where I'm from, where I grew up, which is just north of Boston, baby, hello, we have this saying, and it goes, come correct, which means remember who you're talking to. It's just like such a sassy but powerful statement. I think about that whenever I put these sunglasses on. These sunglasses are slightly too large, slightly too much, and it gives me such an attitude. You better come correct. That's what I feel like these sunglasses say. It's like, remember who you're talking to. Please approach with respect, please. Go buy sunglasses that are slightly too large for your face. It will do wonders for your attitude and for your confidence, okay? I need to give you a sneak peek at the brickwork, okay? Because the mason is officially gone, so I feel like I can film outside. It's so pretty I could cry. I think we have everything we need and then some. Girl, are you ready? I think she's ready. Come on. This is camp. We got Rio. We got the Land Cruiser. Hammock is set up over there. We've got our little kitchen zone. I put out a chair for you so we can have our chat. And the cozy little sleeping situation. You look great, sweetie. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. Am I right? Oh. All right, I'm gonna pour us some wine. Let's get to it. Cheers. We are now at that point in the evening where I'd like to thank 70 My for making this video possible. Listen up, babe. 70 My has sent me their all-new A510 dash cam. It is a front and rear smart dash cam system. 2 ways to install it. The first, you can just plug it into your cigarette lighter, or you can hardwire it, which is what I did. Hardwire kit comes with all the tools you need to pop your dash open and connect it directly to your car's electrical system. Here we go. Just have fun with the install. It's not that scary, but if you're worried about it, you can just take it to your local mechanic. They can install it. Done. Here's what makes the 70 My camera pretty cool. Super easy Bluetooth pairing with my phone. It also has a driver's assistance system. It gives you all the driving alerts, lane departures, potential collisions. It also has GPS, real-time trip tracking, which is really cool. You can see where you were, how fast you were going. And my personal favorite feature is the smart parking guardian mode.
Entering the parking surveillance mode.
Yeah, I'm messing with it. Oh, bad guy.
You're a bad guy. Oh no, bad guy bed.
Abnormal events are detected during parking.
This is keeping me safe from break-ins, from hit and runs, and it's great in camping situations like this when I still want to be aware of what's going on around my vehicle. It can also time-lapse throughout the whole night if I wanted to. It's pretty much my automated eyewitness, just makes me feel way more safe. If you would like your very own 70 My A510 dash cam, which is front and rear, go ahead and click that link down below in my description. You will get the best deal possible by clicking my link. And remember, even if you don't make a purchase, clicking that link is the #1 way to support this channel because it tells the brand that you trust what I have to say. So thank you 70 My for keeping me safer, and thank you for sponsoring today's video. We are having some pretty crazy cloud coverage, very moody atmosphere all of a sudden, which is making it feel very cozy, but I'm feeling a little bit of pressure to get dinner going because we might have to go inside fairly soon. I'm gonna be making a loaded Caesar salad with a homemade Caesar dressing and a loaded grilled cheese because that is just the kind of comfort food that I am craving. If I cry, I blame it on the onion. I'm cutting straight to the chase about Ben. That was the big bombshell of a video that I dropped last week. I've never announced a relationship on social media before. You have no idea how much it meant to me. All of the comments that were talking about Team Ben, we've been waiting for this for so long. How long was I hiding my relationship with Ben, and why? I kept my relationship with Ben a secret, kind of, because I'm very protective of the people that I love, and I want the ability to still experience love and explore it in a way that's honest to me and to that other person in the journey without the input of 200,000 other people. You know, that adds a lot of pressure. It felt important to protect that. How did we meet? We met back in 2021 when I was building my second bus. So for those of you who weren't around for that long, I lived on the road for many, many years. First in my first bus named Lucky, and then in my second bus named Monarch. Ben, he was one of the people to help me build out my bus. So that's how we met, the bus. Now for the big one. Many of you asked if I was the cause of Ben's divorce. If you didn't catch it, a few weeks ago, I was celebrating my friends who came and helped me build the solarium at the cottage. I threw them all a surprise party and I got everybody their very own cookie cake with a celebration note on it. And Ben's cookie said, "You're divorced." I can see how there might have been some concern or curiosity about the timing of his divorce, if me and his relationship was the cause of that divorce. And I want to be explicitly clear here. Me and Ben's relationship did not overlap whatsoever with his ex. There is absolutely no overlap, no causation. All is on the up and up there. Don't worry. It was just a point of exclamation for that season in his life. That's why it was on his cookie. Nothing more. There was nothing deeper than that. All right, we're just getting the big ones out of the way. Did I cause Ben's divorce? No. Next big one. Am I pregnant? No. In my announcement video, at the very end of the video, I included a really cute clip of these whales that Ben and I saw together, which was so magical, so special that we were able to see orcas. In the clip, I say, "Oh wow, there's a calf." And that was only because there was a baby whale there. That was not a hint or an Easter egg to anything else. So no, I am not pregnant. And going further into that, people are asking me if I want to start a family with Ben. And right now, no. I am just so elated to be fully diving into this romance that has radically changed my life and has been so healing for me. There are no family plans. One step at a time, you know what I'm saying? I cannot chop and cook and talk at the same time. You want to know who made the first move? I claim it was Ben. Ben claims it was me. Okay, I will admit, I initiated more contact with Ben, but he was the one who asked if he could kiss me. I invited him over to the cottage one night. We didn't even kiss that night, but there was an absolute undeniable spark between us for the very first time. So he claims that as the first move because I invited him over. I claim that he made the first move because a few weeks later, we were out on the town and we had a really lovely night, and he was walking me home and he turned and he asked if he could kiss me, which I thought was so gentlemanlike. It was so special. But I consider that to be the first move. So go ahead and debate it in the comments. Who made the first move? Okay, people are asking me when the big day is. I want to be clear, we're not engaged. I am losing daylight fast. I gotta get to work. Oh my gosh. Where's my pan? This sunset is popping off. Popping off. Turn around. Turn around. This is a Lion King moment. Is it not? This is the moment Mufasa holds Simba up. That's it. I gotta speak from the heart fast because we're losing daylight. People asked when I knew Ben was the one or when I knew Ben was different. I knew because my entire nervous system reacted differently to him. There was not an ounce in my body, and I'm gonna try not to be emotional, but this is just like so gut-wrenchingly true. There was not an ounce of me in my body that questioned him. I knew I could trust him. There is a woman's intuition, and I'm gonna say something a little crazy, but I used to scoff at the people who were like, oh, when you know, you know. There was a deeper knowing that I felt when I was in the presence of Ben that made him feel wildly different than any person I had ever had a romantic relationship with. I was immediately peaceful when I was close to him. I knew I could trust him. There was not an ounce in me that doubted his integrity, and he showed up in a way that was constantly validating his integrity and showing up in a way that made me feel like my truest self. And I think that is something that is so rare. That is something I had never experienced before in my life. And frankly, that is something I kind of scoffed at, because that's kind of what a lot of, you know, romantic movies point at. You know, when you've gone through so much heartache and pain like I have, y'all have been there through that. Come on now. We all remember when I was crying at the sand dunes. You all went through that heartache with me multiple times. It's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I am just so grateful that I was willing to do the self-growth, to be able to find a partner like Ben. He is truly the best man I've ever met. That's when I knew. You know, when you go through a lot of heartache, you like kind of get a chip on your shoulder. You're like, is this even possible? Is it even real? It is absolutely real. Do not settle for anything less than true love. That's not to say that I'm putting an expectation on me and Ben's relationship for how long it will last, because no one knows how long we're here on this earth. You know, all we have is the present moment, and I could see so much with Ben, but again, like, how long we're together doesn't determine the truth of what that love is. Anyway, I think that'll wrap up the Ben questions. I'm gonna put this on the fire, make us a cozy dinner, and we can just soak in the magic of the Colorado Rockies together, okay? All right, so last night got a little windy and cut short because the sunset came so fast. So I'm gonna run through some of the questions again. Is this becoming a relationship channel? No, this is not becoming a relationship channel. This is still my story of figuring life out. You have been with me through seasons of loneliness and singlehood. You have been with me through seasons of heartbreak, and now you're with me in a season of wild romance. But this is just one aspect of my life. You'll still see Ben because he's a part of my life, and you'll see him helping out on the cottage. You know, I don't want to feel defined by my relationship, especially here. This is my creative space. He has his own outlets and his own work. All right, let's get into some personal questions and move around a bit, huh? I'm kind of excited to get to these juicy questions. Okay, how old am I? I am 31. What made you decide to do OnlyFans? If you think you're watching me on OnlyFans, I really apologize, but that would not be me. I do not have an OnlyFans. I do not judge anyone who has one. I think it's amazing. I think it can be wildly empowering. I've definitely considered starting my own OnlyFans. You guys have all seen some of the photo shoots I've done with my friend Abby. Very artistic in the feminine physical expression. So I've considered it, but I don't have one. So if you think you're subscribed to my OnlyFans channel, please report it. That is definitely not me. It is crazy how many people try to impersonate me these days. To be very clear, I am not on Telegram. I am not on OnlyFans. The only platforms that I am actively on right now are Instagram and YouTube. So if you receive a message from me or what looks like to be me, you'll know that it's the real me because I'll have the check mark next to my name and my name will be highlighted in gray. So that's how you know it's the real me that you're talking to in the comments below. It's crazy. There's videos that pop up all the time too, like claiming to know how much money I make or claiming to share this secret life that I have. It's pretty wild. I think a lot of it is just AI generated videos, people just trying to get clicks and views and money off of other people's secrets that are completely fabricated. So what is my relationship with my family like? You all really want to know about my family, which is so cute. Growing up, my family was very dysfunctional. It was a pretty painful household to grow up in. I am so grateful for my brother, my younger brother Isaac, who you all have met. He was my rock and my best friend growing up, so I'm so grateful to him. And he lives here in Colorado now in the big city, so he and I get to see each other at least once a month, usually more, so that's been great. I actually just saw my dad for the first time in over 3 years last weekend. So that was hard. It's hard to know how to heal some relationships, and it's hard to know, is it worth diving into again and opening up your heart and maybe talking about some really traumatic past things in the hopes of maybe healing and moving forward? Or is the biggest act of love just really accepting what is? I've had seasons where I haven't talked to my mom or my dad. I've been really committed to diving into the things that I went through because they've made me who I am as a person, and I claim a lot of my independence to be because of my upbringing. So that is a silver lining. You know, I love the life that I live now. Growing up, family was challenging. As an adult, family is still challenging, but I'm slowly working through it. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Have I ever kissed a girl? Yes, of course. Women are beautiful, my gosh. Everyone wants to know about my sexuality and open relationships. I have been in both monogamous relationships and open relationships in the past. Ben and I are currently in a closed relationship. I have always been attracted to people of all genders. However, I've only ever found myself in long-term committed relationships with cis men. Update on my stalkers. So if some of you missed it, there was 2 different occasions where I've had men who have found me on the internet, find my home address, and show up at my front door. Of course, police reports were made. I've taken the necessary security precautions. I feel very secure in terms of how safe I feel now. The fact that people thought that they could invade my privacy like that was extremely frustrating. There are no updates on the stalkers though, which is great news. You know, nothing new or weird has happened. And I think a lot of that is because I have been sharing more of my friends coming to visit me. It has put off a lot of the unwanted attention. No updates on my stalkers, which is great news. We love that. Do you see Koji? How is he doing? Yes, I still see Koji. In fact, amazing news, Koji's moms bought land in my town. So now we're gonna be neighbors. They now have a second property there. So Koji is still a part of my life, and he is just bringing so much joy to everybody that he meets. I mean, he's Koji. I'm so glad that for some reason I felt really called to adopt Koji at that moment, because I saw his profile at a high kill shelter in Texas, and I was like, this dog cannot be there. I needed to be a part of Koji's story to get him out of that high kill shelter in Texas so that he could find his forever home with the family he has now, and he still gets to be a part of my life. So I'm still his crazy auntie, you know? I do hope to get another dog again someday for Rio, but that'll just be in the future. The right one will come along. Maybe we'll switch places. Come on now. You asked to spill the tea in my life. People have been kind of pushing my boundaries. I have been feeling this from so many different ways in my life right now, from brand deals, family members, even from my ex, who has shown back up in my life in a pretty audacious way, pushing my boundaries. Like, this has just been a really powerful life lesson for me, to push through that people-pleasing tendency of mine and to be able to feel the backlash of that from people being upset because I'm not being who they want me to be, or they aren't able to use my reputation for their personal gain in a certain way. I've been able to push through that negative feedback in a way that I have been able to maintain my peace. You can still have peace if other people are upset at you. That is still very possible, because if you have integrity with yourself, then you can hold your head high no matter how other people react. One of the biggest questions I got from you for advice, how to make friends. I'm 31 years old, and it took me just in the past couple of years to be able to find true friendship. This is one of the key rules that I started embodying and living by that radically changed my life almost immediately. And it's this: stop playing it cool. Be weird and passionate. If you are shining that sort of truth, you will become so magnetic to the people around you, specifically the people that can relate to you, the people who are going to be your soul people. We've all experienced a scenario where someone walks into a room and that person just feels like magic. They feel effortless. They don't even have to be the loudest person in the room, but something about their energy is just magnetic and people can't resist it. You have that in you. And if you don't really know what lights your spark, this is the perfect opportunity to explore yourself. And it can be as simple as trying that new food, picking up that book. Oh, do I like this kind of weird internet niche? Once you start lighting that spark, then it's like, okay, your magnetic energy is prepped and ready to go. And then just express that freely. And you can practice this too. I know I've talked about this before, but you can practice your magnetism. Go to a coffee shop that you normally wouldn't go. Maybe you'll never have to go back, and show up there as that version of you. It rocked my world when I started doing that and showing up of the version of me that I wanted to be. The vision of me that is in my head that I want to be is actually my truest self. If you're feeling that calling of wanting to find your people, the best way to find those people is to be your truest version of yourself, because then you become magnetic. I'm gonna get changed and then we'll answer a few more anonymous advice questions. Have a moment with me here, 1 second. I have gained some weight this summer. Felt so much shame when I first all of a sudden started gaining weight. And then I took one moment to look in the mirror. I look great. If you've been blessed by Aphrodite this summer, go ahead and put that in the comments. Okay. Aphrodite, Earth, Angels. Yes. Anyway, let's run through a few more anonymous advice questions. Okay, this is an interesting one. What are some of the steps you take to always have a positive attitude? You always have an addicting personality. How do you do it? Moving from your head space into your heart space. It's so easy to get caught up in your mind, whether it's insecurities or fears or anxiety. Trying to calculate your life to fulfillment, you can't. There are so many dark, hard, heavy things going on in this world. And there was a point in my life where I was so exhausted of living. I realized that I needed to make changes in my life if I was going to survive. Going from your head space to your heart space will shift things. If you can feel even just like the beauty of Rio, like if I can feel Rio's presence, she shifts my entire day. It's going to give me strength to tackle other things in my life. There is life force all around you that wants to support you. Soaking in the magic of a flower, of a dog, and feeling that energy just go straight into my heart is really what keeps me going. Go from your head to your heart. Oh my gosh, I just started recording. I guess that means I have to answer one more question. There was a very interesting theme happening in the question box. So many people were dealing with this, so I wanted to address this question. Let me read it. Thank you so much for your beautiful words. They have helped me in ways you can never imagine. Question: I am 45 and don't have any desire for sex, but I am not dead. I do enjoy looking. I don't know if this is my trauma I'm working on or if I am asexual. Is there hope? And there were a handful of questions like this. I'll even read another one from a different perspective. I have a friend that is going through it. She's been working on her traumatic experiences and I applaud her. She stopped dating and has focused on herself. She's not interested in any sort of physical contact. I looked into this and I believe it is asexual. What can I do to help her see that no physical contact is not normal? Or is there really something like this and it is normal? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for sharing your wonderful journey. I have an amazing, amazing resource. And this is not just for people who are struggling with their sex drive. I started reading this book. Actually, I started listening to the audiobook version when I was happy and single and very sexually satisfied. So this is a book really for anyone. It is written by a doctor. I can't remember her name. I'll put the picture of it here, but it's Come As You Are. This is science-backed research on how we show up sexually to ourselves and to other people. And at the end of every chapter, there are bullet points of the biggest takeaways. So even if you want to read the book, but maybe your partner doesn't, you can give them the little takeaways. This will change your sex life immediately. You'll all of a sudden have this awakening. That's why I react that way. It's really easy to love and appreciate other sides of yourself, like your confidence or your integrity, but we don't think about having pride and appreciation for our sexual side. It's something to be valued. There are so many different versions of normal. There is a version of normal where people don't have a sexual side or express their sexual side, and they are very healthy, happy, fulfilled people. I encourage you to pick up that book. I encourage, frankly, everybody to pick up that book, especially men. If you want a better sex life, if you want a healthier view on yourself, pick it up. I will see you next week at the cottage for another home renovation video. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. We're exposing the brick of my 130-year-old cottage. I can't believe it. It's gonna be so fun. Thanks for being on this crazy ride with me. I love you. I'll see you soon.